Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium, numerologist, healer, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there is always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour Reading Show, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody, and we are just live from out the gate. Hello. Thank you for being patient with us. Mercury retrograde is in full effect. We had a lot of really interesting mutings at random times with our audio, and we figured it out for the most part. Let's hope so. But hello, everyone coming in, and welcome, Jennifer. You're with me. Medium Jennifer Rose is in the house today for readings.
Thank you, Kelly. So happy to be on with you here today. I know we're going to have a lot of fun. And thanks, everybody, for being patient as we got our tech worked out. And so happy to see Michael and Jennifer here with us as well. So let's have fun.
Exactly. Let's just have fun, and away we'll go with that. So thank you, everybody. Michael, Christopher, Jennifer, thank you. As people are coming on in, thank you. We're going to be doing a reading show today. We're going to be talking for just a little bit, whatever just naturally comes up. If you have questions about things you've experienced or questions about your life, we open up this stage for spiritual topics, and then we go into some readings in about like 20 minutes. So whether you have a question that you just want to have feedback from or an actual reading, pop it in the comments because it gets really busy towards the end. So that's how you ensure you get a reading. And that's how we choose as well. Okay. Jennifer, do you want to do any live readings, bringing people on camera, or do you want to do some chat readings? What is your vibe today?
I'm good with anything. So whatever anyone wants to do, that will be awesome. I'm in the flow today.
Okay. So we'll open up the space to popping down the links for people if someone wants to come in live later on too as well. Hello, Christopher. Hello, Jess.
Hey,
And
Jess. Hey, Chris.
hello. Thank you, everybody. She's like, I would love a reading. Okay, stick around. Oh, I love it. Any advice for 888? Well, yeah. Hey, why not? It's the Lionsgate portal. Hello, Joy. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So that's the name of the game with the show, Energy. And with the 888 Lionsgate portal, is there anything that you've been noticing, or is there anything that you want to share with your knowledge with others with that peak in that portal?
For me, well, let's see here. We got a little bit of feedback, so hopefully that will resolve itself. But you know me, I love eights because it's the infinity. So we've got a lot of eight energy in as well. So that's very, I'm just going to sort of intuit what I'm like feeling into that. But I know this is a great opportunity for manifestation. But there's a lot of fluctuating energy. So there's a lot of past energies coming up to be looked at, to be um, reevaluated, or to be just kind of give things some finalization and some closure to kind of help things come full circle, because it's a sacred spiral network. So as we come full circle in the spiral, we're always kind of going back and re-looping things around and finding out what new things we've learned from that. So with this manifestation, it's a nice opportunity. We've also have the new moon here, but as well, we're in Mercury retrograde. So there's a lot of really like sort of fluctuating. So you may feel really high one day, and then you may feel a little bit stressed out the next day. That's okay. Just keep, moving with the flow with that too. But I think it's also a really nice opportunity for us to kind of like reframe how we're thinking, and what our belief systems are, and just try the best we can to see everything as like an opportunity and to also just keep counting our blessings. Yeah, Jennifer's saying with the intense emotions, and it's really easy to get kind of pulled into the difficult ones sometimes, and just be kind of like, whoa, what are we going to do with that too? But if we can just, stop, take a breath, and remember, there's so much beauty around us. There's so many things that we are blessed to have, and know that should help to move us back into feeling a little bit of a better mood, better thoughts. So lots of self-care, but also excitement about the future, excitement about bringing new things into your reality, and wondering kind of like higher self of me, spirit, soul, what's in store now? Like, what do we got? And kind of like have that excitement about it too. How about you, Kelly?
Yeah, I mean, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. We've already had like a new moon in Leo. I think we're in Virgo though, with like the moon right now. And so I know that I have been feeling like intensity, that's for sure. And, everyone's nervous system is evening out in various
Mhm.
ways. So, like, really take care of yourself. When we have activations, it is like pushes sometimes of energy through our body. So it can like stimulate us in different
Mhm.
ways, and it can feel overwhelming. So you could have it very difficult to think. Some people were mentioning they're having insomnia. Jess mentioned that. And really it's kind of just like allowing a upgrade and a transformation. I feel we're in a year of 8 in numerology, year of the dragon, and year of the dragon is really synonymous. So that's like Eastern astrology. The dragon is synonymous with Leo in Western astrology. So it's a lot of really hardcore like dragon and Leo themes going on. And
Yeah.
when the sun is aligned with Leo, the constellation of Leo, that's what would make you a Sun Leo, and also the Lionsgate portal, it lines up with certain stars. So in in a constellation itself, like Leo, there are multiple stars that make up that constellation, and the star of Regulus, it's called the Lion Heart. It's a very sensitive point in the Leo constellation that gets lined up during the Lionsgate portal, and so there's a lot of like courage and sharing your heart and being selfless and being a queen or a king, where you rise in your power to help others and you share what the truth is. So there's a lot of those energies at play that are very strong right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love how you know all that about astrology. You're so good with that too. That's so helpful too. And yeah, I can definitely feel that the courage about speaking your truth and standing in your truth and standing in your power, but then also just being open to growth with that as well. I think a lot of people are probably just kind of feeling that. So a lot of fiery energies, a lot of power things kind of coming on. So the more we can just ground that in, and like you said, with our nervous systems, just keep taking care, doing those self-care things to regulate that. Just from a health standpoint, if your nervous system is getting heightened, there's a lot of cortisol running through your body. So you want to either breathe that out, walk that out, find a way to move that out of your system. Usually exercise is the best way if you're able to do that, or to just do some breathing and grounding as well, just to make yourself feel better. So I love just going on a long walk, and that really helps to kind of like get everything to calm down, for sure. Hi,
Absolutely,
Erica.
yeah.
Hi, Julianne. Hi, everybody coming on.
Hello, everybody. Let me see if hello, Sylvie and Iris, and let's see. I'm just making sure I hit some of the names that are fresh in.
Yeah,
Thank you for
beautiful.
coming. Yeah, I'm really sensitive to cortisol. Definitely. I have too much in my system, so I'm learning always how to kind of like work with that. And I felt stressed out. Like we did a lot. Like Jennifer, I was blessed to have her just on Sunday, last Sunday, the 4th. Um, when the portal was activated, and we got to do a dem with Debbie Romero, and like that takes a village, that takes a lot of planning and everyone coming together, and I was tired afterwards. I was tired. I was like, I'll do some work from bed, you know. I'm gonna rest, and I'm fried. I'm fried. And yesterday
I was
I
too.
was really tuckered out too. And one of my self-care things, and I'm curious what you did or what you're doing, but I like ingested more omega-3s to help like when you're stressed out, you get inflammation, you get scattered brain, you know what I mean? So I was like, my brain feels so scattered. I'm so tired, but I'm
Hmm.
starting to feel better today. So I had some like fish roe, some salmon fish roe from like a local sushi place, and I could feel it. I would because there's all these articles on like how salmon roe is like so good for you, and I could go into it. I was like, whoa, I can feel it on the inside. I'm like, I'll take it. I need it. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was pretty spacey too afterwards because it's just the energy is so intense. Hey, Jordan. The energy is so intense. The dems are so much fun to do, but every time I do a dem or I'm doing them with other people, we're all like needing grounding or wanting grounding. And I have the funniest story of this big group dem I did with a bunch of other mediums back in the day in our early platform days. And we one of our friends had a space and hosted us, and we went out to dinner afterwards because we all had a long drive home, and everybody was eating like hamburgers and French fries because they all they all needed that grounding too. But yeah, I went home and had some food and took a walk and rested, and then on Monday I was taking a lot of vitamins to kind of like replenish my system and just listening to my music and all of those good things. So it took a little while to come down from it, but it was a happy high. But yeah, it's a lot of energy, and so it impacts our system. On top of we're pretty open channels, so we're feeling what's happening in the world and what's going on sort of collectively because this is how we are. That's how we're built. So it takes some extra effort to keep these nervous systems calmed down. And cortisol is your fight flight hormone, and so anytime you're stressed, your body's going to produce more of that. But it's not very body friendly if you're not using it. That's if you're running for a bear, comes in great, but if there's no bear
yeah.
and you're just sitting and having that in your system, that makes it a little difficult. That's why exercising or deep breathing is really helpful. So we got to take care of our bodies. We got to take, and we're all sensitive here. So if we don't make the effort to do that, then the anxiety is going to be too overwhelming. So and it's hard to live your life like that. So that's why self care is so important to everybody, for all of us.
Self-care is so important. Oh my gosh, I
I
forgot.
got my chamomile tea right now here, so that's what I got too. It's nice and soothing and relaxing. So see, we all have our little things.
We all have our little things, and I just realized that my computer is not plugged in. So I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's important." So I don't just like literally just fall off the face of the earth while you're
Yeah,
talking to me. There we
yeah.
go.
It
We're
looks like
safe.
Jordan's can understanding the energy too. He's been moving that. Yeah, crazy, but will be amazing in the long run. There you go. Positive attitude. It definitely will.
Exactly.
So it's just about, being open. It's like, okay, this is just a temporary experience. It will move through, it will move out just like anything else does. And then we'll be able to, come full circle to the better emotions that we feel with it, to, receiving the gifts that come from the transformation, from the energetic shift. Then the gifts come in. And I always say, don't forget to ask big to spirit. They don't think you're selfish if you've been through a hard transformation, to say, okay, I want my presence now, make it good. And there's no harm in asking. Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie. Welcome. Hey, Debbie. We got
Oh,
Debbie
Debbie's here.
on
Is Debbie here? Oh, Debbie
a
Oliveros.
different Debbie,
Hi.
Auntie
Yeah.
Veros.
Oh, hi, Auntie Veros. Hey, Debbie. Good to have you
And
with us.
then, hello, Ronnie. I'll be in Illinois with Debbie, actually, the other Debbie, in September. So we're doing Illuminate festivals in September, and we're gonna put together some other things too as well. So shout out to Ronnie in Illinois. And then so all is well affirmation, and she's Erica's like noted. We are the universe. We create our own reality. Yes, we are
Love
co-creators.
that.
Definitely. Go big or
Love
go
that.
home. Iris, I've been thinking of getting a crystal for protection. Do you guys see one that might be suitable for me at this moment? Well, there's a lot of crystals that are good just for protection themselves, and then there's like stuff individual for us that helps amplify certain properties. I can share kind of what I have around me, and then Jennifer can share her favorites too. I have shungite, and black tourmaline. And shungite is a purifier. It's actually a water purifier. It takes out impurities and toxins. And with black tourmaline, they actually use black tourmaline to insulate wires sometimes, so there's not electrical connectivity or conductivity. So that's like just like biological protection right there. But I love that stuff. And then like selenite, I love selenite. It just makes me feel calm, and it makes me feel focused with my mind, and I feel like protected when I have these two together, like in my hands or on my body. And I could go on and on, but I'll just say one more. I really like tiger's eye because it helps ground me. And anytime I feel more grounded, I actually feel protected because I feel like I'm in my power because I'm supposed to be in the physical realm. That's what I signed up for. So when I amplify my physical power, I'm more protected. Yep. That's just what comes to mind. Jennifer, if anything comes to mind for you too.
I love those. Those are all perfect because the darker ones tend to give you that kind of grounded feel, and then you're not feeling, so much of the anxiety with that too. Some of the red ones too, like there's, I think, what is it, rubellite, things. I was just thinking of red ones. That would be good too. And then like I would love, I don't work with crystals a whole lot anymore, but I certainly have them and I love them and they're beautiful. But what came to mind was like an aquamarine, just so I could like connect with that sort of mermaid water feel, to feel like I'm kind of in the flow with everything. Somehow that felt good. Like that felt good when I thought about that too. So just have like, because I have a beautiful, I wish I had it close by to me, but I don't have it right here. But yeah, those are all amethyst, selenite, lapis lazuli, rose quartz. Yeah, those are beautiful. Rose quartz would be really calming because it's love. Bring us back to love, return to love. Melinda's joined us. Hey, Melinda. Hi, Iris. Yeah, those
Hi,
are all
Melinda.
but yeah, I think one of the best ways to feel protected is the good grounding too. So even just going out inside, getting a walk or going barefoot, soaking your feet in salt water. You can think of the salt as another form of crystal, right? It's amazing, like 20 minutes of a foot bath, maybe even if you had a jet or something, like would make you feel so much better. With like, magnesium salt or just sea salt even too, like going to the beach if that's close by. Hopefully we can get into where we feel like the energy's not like more powerful than us, but there are some days where we're just not there, and those extra tools can come in helpful for us for sure. Hey, Paul Bannister, good to see you. Hi.
Nice to see you. Hey. So yeah, I think like there's no one size fits all. There's certain things, excuse me, that are just good. Like we talked about ruby or like
Yeah, I love it.
or tourmaline. I wear this ring all the time, and really it's the ring itself. It's the energy in the ring itself. I feel more so than the ruby, but the ruby does help to activate some of what I believe about the energy that I'm cultivating. But yeah, I really like red things to help ground me. But like I'll touch this ring, and I've like anchored this ring to represent something for me to feel a certain way. So I really encourage you with that. Like I've had this rose quartz necklace for, I don't know, going almost on 20 years. And it has a lot of emotional energy in it, and it represents things to me. So it helps ground me, and it has all this built up intention. So I would say pick something and start to have it on you and see, does this feel right? Like, does this do it for me? Like, how does it make me feel? And if it's one of your favorites, keep it on you, and it starts to cultivate an energy, and that will protect you because you are strengthening your vibration, and when your vibration is strong, other things can't get in.
I love that. It's beautiful. It's kind of like having a lucky charm, and you can't go wrong with diamonds, ladies, too. It's the strongest one out there. So.
There's something to that, really.
I had to throw that one in there.
No,
girl's best friend.
They use diamonds and lasers, for a reason.
Yeah.
They're
Uh,
superconductors. They really are. And gold
uh,
too. Gold is a superconductor.
mhm. Yeah.
Get real quick, right? With why certain things are actually little power packed, little batteries of energy. A ruby is my birthstone. I wear a heart ring, which has my mom's ashes, a crucifix, and an evil eye.
It's
Yes,
beautiful.
yes.
I've seen her
I've
ring. It's really pretty. Yeah.
never seen it. I'm gonna ask her next
Yeah.
time. Melinda was at the event with us, and I was running around, but I gave her lots of hugs. I was like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." I
I
have
know
to see her ring
Melinda,
now.
she stepped in and helped us and helped check up people in, and we needed the help. So go, Melinda. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ruby is my mom's birthstone. I'm diamond. So you're
Oh,
April.
Jennifer must be an Aries then. Yes, or a Taurus?
Yeah,
I
you could
think
be
she's an
either. It
Aries. Yeah.
depends on where her birthday is, but she's probably an Aries, right?
Hmm.
I would guess. I would guess. All right. So before we go into readings, is there anything else that comes to mind that you really were inspired to share today?
I think that the we're also in the age of Aquarius. I talked a little bit about this last week, but we've also moved into the age of Aquarius, and I think we're all like hoping everything is going to just be like so peaceful so fast. And but we're always going to have fluctuations and changes and transformations. And I know a lot of people are stressed out about the world events and things going on right now too. uh Taurus with a touch of Aries. I love that. But the more we can just try to like stay as positive as we can. That doesn't mean shove our negative emotions out there. But it doesn't like worrying about things excessively, like what's happening in the world and things like that, isn't going to necessarily make it better. And trust that there is a divine plan, and trust that and put your faith in that. So even if things aren't happening the way you think they should or want them to, it doesn't mean something's gone wrong. It just means we have to wait more for the story to unfold, and see what good will come out of it too, because we can always, talking about the ashes too, we can always make beauty from ashes. For sure. And we can always build back those towers, bigger, better, shinier, brighter, put more diamonds and sparkles on them. So just think of it that way. The tower comes crumbling down, just build it higher and better. You can.
Exactly.
Yes, trust
Exactly.
that the change will be positive. Yes, trust that. Yeah. So
Speak
there's a lot of chaos. I know chaos everywhere but in the chaos, we talked about that with Surya. In the chaos, you can find beauty. And that's we have to look for the gold in the rough. We have to look for the beauty and all of that too. And it's just a good reminder, like as I'm kind of channeling that, it reminds me like my personality. Oh yeah, find the beauty in this, find the beauty, whatever circumstances are going around. So yeah, well said.
Apparently the UK is in a mess right now. Like blessings to the UK. I don't know if it's
Mhm.
um SNU or something else, but there's a lot of changes going on. So everybody please hang on. You
Yeah.
know, please hang on. All these institutions and governments, even the U.S. is going through a lot too, government wise. They're all made up of people, and people change, and there's transformation. I don't know what kinds, but yeah, we'll keep going. It's very interesting.
I think the
Very
affirmation, like this too shall pass, that just comes to mind. I'm just hearing them say, like, this too shall pass. It always does. Everything comes full circle and full cycle, and just trust there's a process to it. And when we worry about that stuff, it's just so big. And Spirit was saying, like, if you're going to be watching the news and it's all negative, then you're going to have to double, triple how much positivity you're going to expose yourself to. Not that the negativity is more powerful than the positivity, but they're just saying that to kind of keep us in the flow, in that state of love and positivity. So we may want, if we think about that, okay, 2 hours of negative news means 4 or 6 hours of finding something positive. Like, who has that much time in the day? So maybe so maybe you adjust your schedule. So that was a little bit of a funny way that they kind of brought it to me. that I wanted to share too. Just think about the time and how much we're exposing ourselves to and what we're exposing ourselves to as well. We may do better with just a nice walk outdoors and looking at all of the gardens in people's, front lawns, and listening to some soft music or finding some positive news places that are actually out there too. Diamonds are made under pressure. Well said. Yeah. Beautiful.
Diamonds are made under pressure.
Mhm.
Yes, it's like, what energy do we allow? What energy do we feed? So I'm
Mhm.
going to the comments. Let's definitely open up this space for spirit, psychic, numerology, cards, whatever we want to do. We are psychic mediums, so we'll be going in whatever direction that we feel called.
Mhm.
So it might be a psychic reading, it might be a mediumship reading, it might be even a color reading, right? But we'll give you an indication. And so please pop down if you were open to readings before or you're still with us, and to let us know that you're here and we can come to you. A lot of comments. So people are doing
Yeah.
a lot of giving a lot of positivity right now.
I love it.
So thank you for so much for the positivity.
Yeah.
Many
Debbie's here
changes on the
too.
horizon.
Yeah.
Oh, Debbie is here now. Hey,
Yeah, I
Debbie,
know.
what's up? What's
There's a soul
up?
sister. Positive mind, positive vibe, positive life. I love that. Hey, Queen Debbie, we love to see you. Thanks for being here. Okay.
Working with
Working
color?
with color. I love
Yes.
working with color.
I love working with color too.
Hey,
What about working
Zoe.
with color?
I start a
um,
lot of readings working with color too. They just, it kind of just opens up the space, and then the loved ones will come in. So a lot of times in my one-on-one readings, they'll just start, showing me the colors, and then I can kind of tune into a person too. And then, and then it just shifts over into whatever else we're going to go through. But it's a fun way to work to see how, people are, what's going on in their space, and see kind of like their gifts and things like that. So, like if I tune into Debbie, I can see all of the gold and the white, so I know her channel is open, but I also know that she's a healer. It's really easy. So Queen of Hollywood, that's that's a good prediction, Paul. Physically and spiritually. Yeah.
manifest that for Debbie.
Hmm.
Debbie's on it. Okay, so let's see. Let's open up the stage. If you are open to having a reading, please let us know. Uh, Paul, did you want a reading? You said open to color. You said working with color. Do you want a color reading, Paul? If you do, cool. If not, I'm gonna go to someone else. All right. So
Yeah.
okay, we have Joy. Oh, he says yes, please. Okay, let's go. All right. So Paul, let's see here. So with color, all right, cool. So immediately when I tune into your energy, I see white. So I see a lot of white, and I'm aware of a little black with the white. And so with that said, I feel like there has been focus on you actually healing and being more aware of who you are as a soul, who you are as a person. And there's been like a lot of release work, and there's been a lot of making peace with yourself, because I see like a dove releasing, and for me that's like a sign of peace and letting go. And so you said maybe using color. Yeah, yes. And you said whatever you're guided. So that there's a transformation at hand. And as I see like the white and the black still, I see green coming in, like this lime green. So there's like this vibrancy, and there's actually like a new path opening up, a new path. And I feel like there's actually a new opportunity to work at a new location, actually, with this new opportunity, because releasing the old energies is allowing you to come into new people and new situations. And I do feel, again, there's all this like white influence, so like innocence coming in, and like wanting to actually acknowledge like community, of course, but actually, again, like different types and ages of people than normally you would actually consider. So I'm like looking at like children, even like my awareness is now opened up of how I affect others and how people have affected me, and how it's so important to be aware and focused on how the generations are going from one to another, and how people are so sensitive even at a young age, how they can be affected. So they're showing me all this. You said thank you. Yes. They're showing me again all this this white and this lime green, and then they're showing me a little bit of, oh, interesting. Okay, so I do feel like, if you can understand this, Paul, so they're taking me to the blue and they're taking me to the yellow in different ways, and they're taking me to the blue first. So there's this actually ideas. They're not formulated to actually the doing yet, but let me know if you can validate this. There's the ideas of, I want to do something for children, because there's this indigo blue that comes in, and how in the future you wouldn't mind to set up some workshops or resources for children, with helping children with their sensitivities. And you said yes, absolutely. And I feel like that's really like in the works with spirit. Like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And they have the yellow, like, really ready for you when you're ready to connect and actually do something. So the yellow is like the teaching. They're like, you will actually be integrative with the teaching, but right now you're actually getting resources and getting people together to do that first. I do feel, and Jennifer, would you like to come in at all, or would you like me just to go? 'Cause I can bounce it to you. I just want to make sure I'm bouncing. Let me know if you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it.
I was seeing a lot of the same colors that you were too. So just if I just kind of like move in and feel into the space too. I do see like kind of like threads of pink coming in, which feels very heart opening. So it feels like to me, Paul, that there has been a shift for you, and that there is this, what I want to say is heart opening to the universe of wanting to receive more of that. What I want to say is divine connection, and you're wanting to embody that and integrate more of that divine connection into you. So it's almost like a rebirth for you, that it feels like. So almost like you become a kid again in a little way, to kind of like, be more open to kind of like everything just kind of coming in and seeing what's coming available for you too. So hopefully this is making sense too. I can also see the threads of white coming in with your healing abilities, and I do feel like they're jumping a level. So you would be understanding that you're getting more, what I want to say is feedback, as far as people telling you about the results of the healing work that you're doing, whether it's through the spiritual healing or through the mediumship as well too. And when I see that blue come in, it's like that communication. It's almost like they're doing this to you right now, and like opening up that communication a channel like even brighter and bigger than it was before. So it's super, super interesting. Feels like you've got some travel coming up. It feels like a lot of good things coming your way. And it feels like the next year is going to be very busy for you as well. You've also got some red coming in there too. And so when I'm feeling into the red, is this all making sense? Okay, thank you. And as I'm feeling into the red, this is also what I want to say is kind of like this passion for life and this passion for spirit that's coming in for you right now too, that feels important to you. So there's this like yearning and this passion for spirit, for connection, for more. So that's really exciting, because if you're feeling that, it's coming, it's already here. A new guide influencing you, and it could be that too. Yeah. So really good things for you in the works and on the way too. So I really like to see that. I see gold coming in for you as well. So I know that spirit, they're basically kind of putting all of that around you, so that you're focused in the direction of the very special work that you're doing as well. So all looks good on my end.
Sure. Um, and I just to kind of bounce back for a second. So the indigo blue that I was seeing. So I love that you're already like teaching children one-on-one, but the indigo definitely is that you want to do more. that's like in a group setting, or bring more children together, or bring things together for a cause, because it's basically the higher mind coming into, how can I continue to help? How can I continue to help? And that will then stimulate more of the yellow, the more of the teaching for these people, and be more of a light for these people. And I do feel like organizations and foundations are either coming in or connected to how you're going to like raise money and be a part of things for this part of your life, of how you're putting your belief to a cause. There's also, I keep seeing, and I don't, excuse me, know completely what this is too, but I feel like it needs to be referenced. They keep showing me like budding plants, like sprouting green plants. And again, it's like this lime green, vibrant green energy. And they're taking me to like a forest. And I do think it's like multiple things that they're like stimulating within me when I'm seeing these colors. But basically there's like some type of memory. It's like with grandparents. So it could be grandpa or grandma, but you were walking in the forest and how they were kind with you, and touched and impressed upon being more present with what was around you, whether it was like the forest, like they knew like what that plant name was, or they wanted you to stop and appreciate, right? So there's this stimulation of understanding how you were affected as a child by being so loved. And again, the grandparents, but it would be grandparent reference. And then also I just feel like there's a connection to like a passing to like of a young child, either that you would have known personally, or you would have been connected to with the family in some way. Could have even been because you read for them. But there's a connection to a child, and like either a tree or plants being resurrected in their honor, like a memorial. And again, there's this convergence. You said, yes, you can take that. You said started an in-person circle and it's been awesome. Okay, you're already doing these things. Okay, you're ahead of where I'm thinking you are. I love this. I love this. You're very progressive. They're just, I guess, acknowledging your progressiveness. You're actually doing it. I think that's great. I'm getting my timelines wrong. Okay. But you said, yes, you can take that. So there's a convergence of energies of why you are helping the children in the way that you are. And the last thing I'll say is I see this bright red ladybug that comes in, and I feel like that's going to be a sign for you. If it already hasn't, it's going to like fly on you, or be in your like frame of reference. And you said, yes, lost a child. Okay, thank you. Forgive me for not going into deeper, but I feel like there is a child reference to this that has helped spurt this emotion. So thank you for understanding that too as well. But there's so much green around you, so much healing and change. And you talked about Debbie being the star of Hollywood. Well, I just feel like you're going to be like the star in your community for these children, and getting them the love and attention and time that they need properly. So thank you for doing that. So I feel like I really needed to say that. So Jennifer, if you want to do the honors with anything, or going to another person. Thank you so much.
That's a beautiful read. And Paul is an amazing medium and very dedicated to serving spirit. So nice that we could give back to you and give you a little message too for all the hard work that you're doing for everybody as well. So that was beautiful, beautiful, Kelly. So that was lovely. Thank you for being here with us too. So
thank you. Thank you. I wish I could have gone deeper with that, but thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, who am I drawn to? Let me see here. I feel like Anne and Iva. I feel like I'm drawn to Anne. Hey, love. How do you feel about a card, love? Do you like to have a card for you?
And Iva, are you with us currently? And Iva, yes,
she's here. Okay, love. I just feel like I want to draw a card for you. Would that be okay with you, Anne? And thank you for being here and letting me work with you. And thanks, Paul. Very kind of you. Yeah, very kind. And I feel like stuff I want to say is you're very, what I want to say is sensitive. So you've been really trying to work with your sensitivity as well. And it just, it feels as if sometimes with that sensitivity, it can feel like the world is caving in a little bit. Let me know if this is making sense, but I just feel like I need to tell you that this is such a beautiful part of you too. And like, I wouldn't want you to change a thing because it's how you heal. It's how you heal others through your the compassion that you have within you too. So it's just this beautiful gift because they're just showing your heart, and you just try to keep it open as much as you can, even if it's hard on some days. And they just keep talking about new mornings to remember that, you know, in the morning you always wake up to a new day. And so just to take those new mornings as blessings, as a refreshment, because, you know, really every day is a new us, anyways. It's like Alice in Wonderland. Like, I was a different person yesterday, says Alice in Wonderland, because we're constantly shifting. And so the stories will change too. And so we can think of every morning as a new shift, a new us, a new being. First card that I get for you is the Ascended Masters. And that says devoted spirits with specific intentions, and it's number 40. So those may be a good way of connecting with spirit, with the ascended masters, you know, the Buddha, the Jesus, the Mother Mary, not in the religious aspect, but in the spiritual aspect, for that divine masculine and feminine energy they bring you, and for that the reminder that we are in that beautiful flow of spirit. I want to say I feel infinities coming in for you as well. So you've really been trying to find, you know, higher perspective and higher perception, and kind of like stay above the fray as best as you can, which is really well done. I feel like spirit's giving you the okay, the a-okay of how you've been doing that. It's not easy to do when you're highly sensitive, but you've done a really good job with that too. So lovely angelic connection I want to bring in for you as well. So you're connected with the angels, so you can always call on them for extra support. But they remind you also, Anne, that you do have everything you need, just like Dorothy. So they're there just on those days where you need a little extra, if that makes sense, because your own higher self is your best guide, anyways. And with that, I just drew personal guide, which is you. So, you know, the card may be referring to a different guide, but I know that it's you. Your personal guide is you, number 38, guardian angel and spirit family. So it's you and your team together. It's a beautiful partnership. But know that, you know, you always have the first and foremost pull of your soul too, as well. But, you know, our team is so fun to have as well. I feel like I want to give you yellow flowers. I want to give you daisies. I want to give you daffodils. I want to give you um, roses. I want to throw some gardenias in there so you have something beautiful to smell and to take in, that fragrance that matches the beauty that is you. I also know there is a lot of transformation as well. I can see that in your colors too. So there's a lot of situations that are changing, which will transform how you see the world and how you see yourself. This is a really good thing. And so everything you're doing is right to stay moving through that process. So I know this month, a lot going on with all these different changes, planetary, energetic. That's okay. You're going to make it out really, really well. So I will bounce it back to you, Kelly. Thank you, Anne. You're lovely.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome, Jennifer. I was just like getting so many pops while you were talking. So it was really nice just to feel your energy, and also Anne's at the same time. So I'm in a very colory mood, I guess, today. So I was seeing kind of like a lot of orange coming in for Anne, like a tangerine color, and also a lot of pink coming in for her. And I loved what you said about like her being Dorothy, because that really felt like something that was coming in. She says, "Thank you, Jennifer." So I saw this like yellow brick road, and it was like there's these inspirations and opportunities that you have your mind on again, and we go through these various modes in life where we feel scattered or like weak, or we're coming back into ourselves. And I feel like Anne is really coming back into herself. There's like a softness and a sweetness to her, and that's like all that pink energy. But I see this yellow brick road, and so there's some type of like dream of, if you can validate this, and like going back to school, or like getting yourself up to a certain potential where you're saying, I can add this into my life, I want this, I have this goal, I'm working on this, and I see it in the distance, and I'm Dorothy, and I'm ready to take the journey on this yellow brick road. So if you can understand this, and But I'm seeing like journaling. So I have this like leather journal. Maybe you have a leather journal too, but I keep seeing this leather journal, and there's all these like writings in it, and you're really getting your intention set up, and you're like, I can do this, or I'm starting to dream. I'm starting to dream. Let's figure it out. And there's a reference to, and I can't figure out what it is. If it's like a big cuddly stuffed animal that's furry, or a dog that's furry, that comes in and gives you extra like love while you're kind of like believing in yourself, and it's brown. You said, I'm working on home projects, not going to school. Yes. So if you can understand this, and forgive me for not getting exact, but there's either this reference to like taking on a skill, or like, again, elevating yourself so you can do something, to say, hey, I am this person now, and I can add this to my repertoire, and now I have this skill. I have this skill in this trade. I have a big fluffy dog. Okay. All right. Well, he's very fluffy. He almost looks like a teddy bear, or a fluffy stuffed animal dog. Okay. So, but I see this big fluffy dog giving you love and encouragement when you're dreaming. And you said you're working on home projects. I do feel like, if you can understand this, and that others, it's a husky. Interesting. If you can understand this, and there is a reference to, even though you said just working on home projects, you've been writing down things and dreaming and saying, I want to acquire this. I would like to be this. I'd like, how Dorothy doesn't know where she's going, but she finds herself along the way, and then she starts to understand like how powerful she is. So I do feel like there's that cultivation. Like, I'm going on a journey, and I don't want exactly what I have right now, and I'm starting to change, but I don't know exactly what, but I'm starting to change. If you can understand that, and it's very much in your energy right now. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, it's funny because it's funny, the Wizard of Oz thing, because there comes the Ruby again with the ruby red slippers. And like you were saying, she
Yeah.
doesn't know where she's going, but she finds her way. And this is the funny thing that Spirit brought to me not too long ago, is there's that point where she reaches the fork in the road, and that's where she meets the scarecrow. And there's three paths, and she doesn't know which ones to go. But in the end, she just is dancing and singing with the scarecrow, and they just go down the right path. And there was meaning in that. And it, recently that kind of hit me, and Spirit was saying like she just knew where to go. They just went the way they were supposed to go. And that's where that trust, that trust that you're always going to be on the right path, even if it feels like you aren't, or you're not sure. Trust that you are, because it's the only one you can actually go on, because your higher self isn't going to let you screw it up that bad. It just won't, because there's a destiny that's in place for you as well. But that was funny that you said that. So it's really a lovely metaphor, of really like coming into your own. And I was seeing the writing that you were seeing as well, so I wanted to validate that the writing is important, of putting pen to paper, and to really be like dreaming big right now. This is your time to dream big, and it feels like in the heart there's dreams like waiting to be expressed, that you may not even quite know what they all are yet, but boy, do they want to let you know what they are, and where you're going with it too. So it's so beautiful.
Sure.
It's lovely.
Sure. I
Mhm,
mean, however the metaphor is, like, I just clearly, as you said with Wizard of Oz and Dorothy, I clearly
mhm,
see Dorothy, which is her, going to like Oz, and she doesn't know, who Oz is, or what Oz is gonna look like, but she's headed towards
mhm.
Oz and the wizard. There you go. She's headed towards the wizard. And so that's the number one thing I get. So however that means. Okay. All right. So let's go
Thank you,
to
Anne, and thank you everybody who's joined us.
Georgiana. I'm gonna go to Georgiana. So for anyone else asking, she's saying, how do I get a reading? Well, you just say you want a reading, and then we go to you, right? And there's a bunch of other people here, so sometimes we might not go to you. So forgive us, but we that's how you consent for a reading. Okay. All right. Thank you, Anne. Thank you. So Georgiana, that's how you say your name, I'm sure. All right. I'm gonna take a drink of water. I've been so thirsty lately. I've been so thirsty lately. Okay. So, Georgiana, I'm going to get into your energy. So I feel like I'm very like busy, busy, and I don't know how to sit still unless I'm exhausted. And again, I've been kind of exhausted, so I'm feeling like eye strain sometimes, or feeling like you have to kind of take a deep breath and slow down. So, like, there's the number one kind of thing coming up is how can I balance my energies? How can I balance my energies? And I feel like going outside is definitely always a check, check, check. Yes, please do this. But I feel like I haven't been doing that because I've been scattered. Okay. So I just feel like I'm indoors a lot. And you said this is new to me. I've been busy with doctor's appointments. Okay. Um, I've been indoors a lot, and I feel like I'm sitting down, whether it's in my it's like I feel like it could be like in between your kitchen and your like living room. There's some type of table that might be right in between those. But I'm sitting down at home a lot. I'm sitting down when I go out a lot. That would make sure, and I'm kind of like waiting and kind of figuring it out. But it's almost like there's always something to do, even when I'm just waiting and I'm tired a lot. Okay. So that kind of comes up. Can you understand like so you said you've been to doctor appointments a lot. Can you understand like x-rays? I don't know why I'm saying seeing x-rays, but I see like x-rays, and I feel like there's a mixture of things we're looking at. So I feel like it's basic health and like looking into tests as well for specifics. And again, I am not a doctor. Like I'm not diagnosing when I'm like looking at things. I'm not, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just telling you what I see in the vein of health, or if I see something visual within the body. Okay, so I feel like there's a mixture of things. On one hand, they're saying like, well, maybe it's something as simple as changing your regimen with like your supplements. And then on the other end, you said, I'm I have not been able to walk for close to a year. Yes. So they're looking at things other than you walking, though. That is something that is coming up. And so, like I said, there's something that they're looking at specifically, and something that they're trying to see if it can change just by supplementation and change of life. Okay. So I'm kind of looking at these two areas. So, can you understand that there's been like, so the fatigue, for the fatigue and almost like restlessness, they're looking into changing supplementation, if you can understand that, and that is more routine. And I feel like honestly, there could be actually different doctors or a different clinic that's a little bit more well suited towards you. So, not always feeling like you are understanding the recommendations. Okay. So, like making sure you are liking your doctors and connecting to your doctors. That's coming up like the questions of, does this work for me? Does this work for me? And with the other thing in line, so like the x-rays and looking at things, it's kind of like a mixture of rehabilitation and also knowing that some of these issues you will have for life. And so it's like reconfiguring your life, and not quite knowing how everything's going to fit. But I see like a lot of energy about like spiritual faith and understanding, and having a new type of strength, because the physical strength is not there in the same way, but the spirituality has really come in strong. The praying, the understanding, the whys, and the hope and the faith. So, Jennifer, if you're getting anything, I'll go back there if you're not, but if you're getting anything.
I just want to say to Georgiana that I know that's got to be very difficult to be immobile for 2 years. It's just so I just want to just give you love, and with your permission, even just send you just a little bit of healing from here, because I can imagine, what a difficult experience that is. But your strength and your heart keeps moving you forward, and I do feel spirit around you, giving you that inspiration, giving you that healing, helping you to find the right people. We're not doctors, we're not diagnosis, but there is a lot of like state of the art medicine that's out there too that a lot of people just don't know about. Like they don't know they can do, genetic testing. They don't know they can do, full spectrum vitamin and mineral testing. They don't, know that they can test for heavy metals and things like that. So there's a lot of like, state of the art things up there in epigenetics and things like that. And I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying that it's out there and people may not be aware of it, that there's other ways that they can find out more information about their body, how their system works as well too. So something to look into though, because it's out there, but sometimes we have to be really proactive in finding it too. Because I know you're like me, Kelly, you're into like health and nutrition and wellness as well too. So anything that we can do to support ourselves physically, whether nutritionally and herbally and those things, whatever is safe for us to take, so that they're not contradicting with other things that we may be taking. But anything that we can do for self-care is self-love, and spirit is always going to reward you for self-care and self-love. So I just want to applaud you for your strength and for going to your appointments, because a lot of times we don't always remember to go to our own appointments. We may take other people to their appointments and not even take the time for ourselves. So the fact that you're doing that, I just wanted to say really good on you and give you love. So
yeah. I think you're picking up on something I was picking up on too, is I actually think she likes her doctors, and I actually think they're nice and cordial, but I do think there's like more progressive things out there that would help her that there are not even in their scope. So it's almost like you need specialty help. And what they're looking into, I just feel like there's so many more options. So keep looking around. Whether you're finding something different or you're just like having an added care or an added specialist. I just feel like recovery can happen in a capacity that currently is not available to you right now.
Yeah. So let's manifest like the best care that Georgiana can have, and finding everything that she can have to support her journey in this, so she can feel the best that she can, because we all deserve to feel good and healthy and have energy and be able to sleep. So yeah.
This is something that comes up, so this is something that I'm seeing and hearing in my head. So I see the doctor saying, I'm not sure, let's look into that, right? And he's a really nice guy and he's really kind with how he approaches you, but he's saying, I'm not really sure, let's try this, let's look into that. Well, I feel like if you go to another person or another specialist, they could go, you know what? I had a person with this case and it worked really well for them. Let's try this. Let's see if you are exactly like this other person. I feel like there has to be some conversations like that, because I just don't feel like in certain categories you're getting what you need, even though they're good people. Okay? Like, I don't want to deny that they're good people, because I actually do feel a lot of positivity around them with how they treat you.
Yeah. It can be really confusing, because sometimes you could go to 5 different doctors and they might give you 5 different opinions. So it makes it really difficult to navigate that system. And that's where, really just being really self-empowered to get as much information as you can to learn about yourself and find other people who may be going through similar things and what they're doing and things like that. So it really is a real proactive approach. But she's doing everything right. She's going to her appointments, and we'll pray that spirit will lead her in the way to where she needs to go. But anything you can do to support yourself and just keep giving yourself the love too. It's so important, because love will do so much. And when, just a little side note, when I do my meditations, every couple of weeks, I do healing meditations. And part of the beginning of that is always to be sending love and gratitude to your physical body, as we start to move into the power of sending love to your physical self, because it's like your body is divine intelligence. It's made of that, and it's been working for you since before you were even born, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And when we send that love, that love to ourself, to our body, especially to the parts that aren't working very well, like you can feel that wave of emotion coming back to you. You can feel your body thanking you for giving it love. And we don't always think to do that. We just get mad at it for not working. But love is actually very, very powerful. I heard one story that somebody had cancer, and she, on the chemotherapy, which was the IV drip, she just wrote pure love on the bag, instead of whatever else was written on there too. So in her mind, she was manifesting pure love going into her body, instead of thinking of it as a lot of us would think holistically, oh, that's poison, I don't want to put that in my body. But that the thought process to change it to no, that's love going into my body, that's healing. And we're changing the thought, we're changing the intent, we're changing the result by doing it that way. So I hope that's helpful. That's what came to mind of what I felt like I wanted to share on that too. But I'm just so happy that she showed up today. This is new for her, getting a reading, and I'm just so happy that she's here with all these beautiful people.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you for
Mhm.
being with us today.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit of a shorter show. We've had some technology fun today throughout the morning and the
Yeah.
afternoon. But thank you so much, Jennifer, for being with us. Is there any thing you'd like to share before you and I end the show for today? I'm going to pop down how people can find you too as well.
Oh, thank you. I want to thank you for having me on, Kelly. You're such one of my beautiful friends. So I'm so happy to have had this opportunity to spend this time with you today, and to see all of our beautiful friends. Thank you for showing up and supporting us and being on with us. We hope that you got something special out of today, and just to be in the energy, because just showing up, you're in the energy, you're in the healing, and that's a blessing in itself. So just to have this connection is a blessing in itself. So I just feel very grateful to just be in the magic with all of you. So let us just keep, moving forward with open hearts, and every day is a new day. The sun's always going to shine, the sky's always going to be blue again, and the trees are always going to bloom for us. So if we just stay connected with all of that, it will keep on flowing nicely, and just keep flowing with the loop. There we go. So thank you. And I really appreciate you, Kelly.
I appreciate you being here with me too, Jennifer. I will see you very soon, I'm sure. Sunday service, right? I will see you for Sunday service. I'm
Yay.
happy to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Just coming up in a couple of days for the Love of Spirit. Please join Jennifer and myself for that. Where can they sign up for that too as well? Before we go?
Kelly is our guest medium, so you don't want to miss it. At my website, mediumjenniferrose.com. I have it posted on my pages as well. And then just find the event, click on it, and follow the steps. It'll get you all signed up, and we would love to see you. So thank you. It's always a beautiful service. It's very loving. It's everybody who shows up is very kind and loving, and spirit always shows up. So people always say they feel the love and they feel that touched by the spirit afterwards. So we would love for you to join us. Yay, Jennifer. Thank you.
Lots of eights. So that's an open invitation, and we will see you then. We will see you there. Please take care, everybody. Go with love, light, and luck, and don't forget to live. See you very soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.